Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're unpacking a really massive shift, one that's completely reshaped things in just, 30 years? The internet. I mean, think about it for yourself, going from those, screeching dial-up sounds to just constantly scrolling feeds today. It's been wild. And for you specifically, it's kind of woven into almost everything, right? So the big question we're digging into is, how did this one thing rewire us so completely? How we connect, how we think, live, and what's next?
It really is an incredible story. And it's funny, people forget its origins. Late 60s military research network, pretty obscure beginnings, but the evolution was just so fast, almost organic, It went way beyond that initial purpose. Now it feels, essential, like air on modern life.
That speed is key. Okay, so let's trace it back. Let's start with the 90s. Web 1.0, they call it now. That was like static pages, right? Kind of like online brochures. And getting there. Painfully slow dial-up. You remember that noise? But even then, you had these little hints. Early eBay, Amazon, starting to nudge how we talked, how we shopped, changing things subtly.
Right. But the big jump, the real inflection point, that was the 2000s.
Yeah.
Web 2.0.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just about faster internet, broadband coming in. It was a whole different structure. Suddenly, the web wasn't just something you read. It was interactive. People started making stuff, user-generated content. You got Facebook, YouTube, Wikipedia. These platforms didn't just broadcast info, they started a global conversation. Mass media turned into this massive back and forth.
And then, I guess, the 2010s hit. And that's when it really went from being a place you went to something that was just always there.
Smartphones, right? The internet's right into our pockets, constant connection. We weren't just checking email anymore. We were streaming, swiping, and maybe without realizing it, building these echo chambers.
Yeah.
Where you mostly see stuff that confirms what you already think. Because the algorithms feed it to you. It shapes your view kind of in real time. Exactly. And if you pull back and look at society, these tech shifts completely changed how we live. Think about making friends, dating, organizing protests even. So much moved online. And this deep digital dive, it's even changed our language. Seriously. Words like LOL, ghosting, FOMO, they're not just slang. They're like little artifacts showing new social rules, new anxieties that grew out of being constantly connected.
It's not just social, though, is it? The whole economy got turned upside down. Whole industries just digitized. E-commerce went from niche to, massive, making physical stores almost optional sometimes. And look at remote work now. The gig economy, digital banking. It's the norm for so many. That gig economy, believe it or not, is worth over $500 billion globally. Platforms like Fiverr, Upwork, they've created totally new ways to earn a living outside the old 9-to-5.
And another huge area is education, what the internet did for access to knowledge. Yeah. Pretty remarkable. Suddenly you had global access, virtual classrooms, online degrees you could earn from anywhere, YouTube tutorials for literally anything, learn coding, fix a sink, whatever. It's all just a click away. It really did level the playing field for learning in many ways, though it brought new issues too, of course.
Right, because it hasn't all been smooth sailing. There's definitely a darker side to all this transformation, isn't there? This constant connection. It seems linked to some serious problems like misinformation spreading like wildfire, cyberbullying being so common, and, a real mental health crisis that many people connect to our digital lives.
Yes, the negative side effects are quite significant. You mentioned some big ones. There's also this kind of rising anxiety, maybe fueled by seeing everyone perfect-looking lives on social media. Plus, the loss of privacy. Our digital footprints are huge now. And just the sheer amount of information, it's overwhelming. Hard to know what's true. And we also have to remember the digital divide. It's easy to forget, but lots of people still don't have reliable access. They're left out of this whole thing.
Still, you get the sense the story isn't over. Not by a long shot. We seem to be stepping into another chapter right now, maybe even crazier than the last one. People are talking about AI really taking off, Web3, the metaverse, even things like the quantum internet down the line. The future looks like it could be, even more immersive, maybe more decentralized, potentially mind-blowing, really.
Absolutely. If you sum it all up, in just 30 years, the internet hasn't just changed things. It's fundamentally rewired us. How we connect, how we think, how we work, how we just live. It's that profound. The question isn't if it transformed us anymore. It's about what that transformation really means and where it's still taking us.
So after all that, thinking about this whole journey, what do you think? For yourself, personally, has the internet ultimately made us better connected? Or maybe somehow more disconnected in the end? Something to really chew on?